It's Coach Hager from North Carolina, here to talk to you about consecutive double unders, learning double unders either for yourself or someone you're trying to teach, maybe a friend, maybe students. Let's talk about first the three don'ts. When trying to do double unders, don't tuck, don't pike, and don't squat. Those will not allow you to do consecutive double unders. So don't tuck, don't pike, don't squat. In other words, you want to be really tall. We fight gravity easiest when we're tall. And jumping on the front of your foot, we call that the ball of your foot, basically like your tiptoe. So you want to be tall, rebounding off the bottom of or the front of your foot very quickly. I will say it can help you or someone you're trying to teach train your brain to just rebound and be tall by doing wall taps. So you can find an empty wall like the one behind me, lift both arms up and just tap the wall high over and over and over. It looks like this. After you do 10, 20, 30, grab your rope and try to do consecutive double unders. Again, training your brain to just rebound while being tall the whole time. All right, and if you're trying to teach somebody, a lot of times you might hear their feet stomp, and if so, use that sense of hearing. You know they went flat-footed or you went flat-footed, and just know that if you hear that stomp, you've got to adjust that somehow, all right? A big key to double unders is your wrist. Let's talk about that. Now, if you're a beginner jumping rope, almost any beginner, adult, child, will start turning their arms from their shoulders like this. And it's just exhausting. It wears you out so quickly. You might even think, do I really want to add this to my routine, to my workout? Even though it's awesome for our cardiovascular endurance, for toning the muscles in your calves. Eventually, with time, experience, and a lot of practice, you're going to be able to keep your elbows in and turn from your elbows. Eventually, with more time, experience, and a lot of practice, you're going to have your arms down by your side, hands by your hips, just turning your wrists. It looks like this. Here. Yes, I'm keeping my arms still. Now, you're ready for double unders. So the big key is your wrist, getting your wrist down low, just turning with your wrist, not your whole arm or from your elbow, and spinning those wrists 2 times around, 1, 2. Now, I will say, either yourself or someone you're trying to teach, it can be really frustrating because you speed up to the rope 1 rotation, and on the second rotation, you slow it down just too soon, and it lands right in front of your toes. And if that's happening to you or someone you're trying to teach, you've got to just keep working to spin those wrists 2 times through, 1, 2. One thing I do with my students in our camps and clinics or in my PE classes is I say, how about trying a triple under? And they look at me like I'm crazy, like, I don't even have a double under. How would I do a triple under? But I tell them, we've got to trick your brain into allowing your wrist to go twice fast, 2 rotations. And so if you try a triple under, you might end up doing 2 rotations and get the double under. So that might just help trick your brain. All right, but again, that's a big key is those wrists. For your rope, when you measure your rope, I've got a speed rope here and a beaded rope. You're going to put both feet together, put the middle of the rope under your feet, and pull it up next to your body. Now this comes up to my ribs, not quite to my armpits, where like a good freestyle rope would be. So for double unders, you've been jumping for a while, clearly. You're trying this, not as a beginner, right? And it wants to come to your ribs. If it's down at your hips or your belt, just above your waist, it's coming too short. It's going to hit the front of your toes or the back of your head a lot. So you do want it shorter, but it's not too short. So you can see I've got a beaded rope, and a lot of my students on my jump rope team will use beaded rope, and myself, even for double unders. If they're trying for a personal best, they'll grab their speed rope. I'll tell you, because some of you might be going to a class like CrossFit, and some of your peers have wire ropes, and you think, I gotta get a wire rope, and they're telling you, you should get a wire rope. That is false. It's a lie. You don't need a wire rope, okay? It's expensive. They hurt when you mess up. And they're just so light, they don't provide a lot of sensory feedback from your wrist to your brain. A beaded rope's got some good weight to it and makes a nice click on the floor, so it just really help that sensory feedback as you're learning to jump, even double unders. A speed rope, of course, is lighter, all right? And I would recommend either one of these to learn double unders. This speed rope came from the rope master, my friend Peter Nessler, and his website. I'll put it here on the, I'll link it here in the video. And it's got a little skiver on the end. And to adjust this rope, you would just grab it with some pliers and then pull this skiver down. If you have a friend, you can grab pliers, pull the rope to stretch it out, and then they can like slide the skiver down. It's going to be a one-way street, so once you slide it down, be careful you don't go too far because you can't get it back up. All right? But this is a great speed rope, inexpensive to start. You do not need a wire rope to do double unders. And again, it might inhibit your learning because it's just so light. It's going to go so quick. It's just going to hit your toes a lot. So be careful with that. We talked about adjusting this rope. You can also adjust beaded ropes easily. Personally, I'm about 5'9", 5'10", and I'm using a 9-foot rope. Okay, if you're an adult, you can always just order a 10-foot rope and just size it down, again, where it comes to here. If you're teaching somebody, maybe students, I always tell our students in our camps and clinics, there's always like a magic spot, a magic length for their jump rope, because everybody's a different height, everybody jumps differently, spins differently. So you might need to take your rope and put one knot in your speed rope. So just loop the end, take the handle through. Now, instead of yanking the handle, because you don't want to break that skiver, just grab above the handle and give it. Now you've got one knot. It's going to be shorter, so it's going to go faster. And that might help you get it 1-2 under your toes for the double under. You can even take and put a second knot on the other side. Just do a science experiment to see. Do I need one knot? Do I need 2 knots? If you think you need 3 knots, you should probably go ahead and just cut your rope at least 1 inch. So now I've got 2 knots, one on either side. You'll know it's getting too short because it keeps hitting the front of your toes right before you take off or the back of your head. Also, as you're jumping, again, if you're still kind of inexperienced, those arms are going to want to tend to airplane out like this. Look at the rope. It's not even touching the floor. I'm going to just whack my toes a ton. So you got to train your brain to keep those arms by your side and just use your wrist. If it does keep hitting the front of your toes or the back of your head, just go back and quickly take that knot out and try 1 knot. Again, there'll be like this magic sweet spot where you've got just the right length for you, okay? So don't give up. Now, to give you a clue about the wire rope, the students on my jump rope team, the older students, they don't get a wire rope until they've done 100 consecutive double unders with a beaded or a speed rope, just to give you a clue, okay? So we wait a long time to give them a wire rope. For motivating, if you have students you're trying to teach, I will say at our camps and clinics, we put 4 pieces of paper on the wall. You might do this in your gym. The first piece of paper, just a print at the top, 1 double under, and give them a pencil. They love to sign their first name, maybe last initial, 1 double under. Look at that first one. And we spend so much time trying to get that first double under, and we mess up, and we try again. We mess up, we try again. And at some point, you got to figure out how to get 2 double unders, all right? The second sheet of paper is going to say 2 to 4 double unders. So to get 2 double unders, this is big. This might be you learning double unders. At some point, you've got to rebound 2 times in a row. Again, we spend so much time on that first double under that we just anticipate messing up, right? That's just our brains. That's how we think. So I tell them, once you get that first double under, now to get consecutive double unders, you got to rebound twice. 1, 2. If you don't rebound twice, you'll never get 2 double unders in a row. So I tell them, even if you mess up, still rebound twice to begin to train your brain to up, like you're going to need for consecutive double unders. Here's 4 in a row. All right, listen to the pattern. You're going to hear rope, rope, feet, rope, rope, feet. All right, listen. Rope, rope, feet. And if you don't hear the rope, you know you're about to mess up because your hands are either rising up like this or going out like this. That third sheet of paper is going to say 5 to 14. And the fourth sheet of paper will say 15 plus. And so as they get into that third or fourth, they can put their name in pencil. And if their personal best changes, they can go erase it from 10 to 12. Or once they get 15 plus, they might get 16. Erase it, 21, whatever. It's very motivating, okay? And again, going from 1 to 2 is just huge for your brain, for their brain. But encourage them to you to rebound 2 times, 3 times, even if you mess up. If you never rebound twice, you'll never get consecutive double unders. All right, for safety, especially if you're an adult, don't spend so much time on concrete or asphalt. Find a padded gym floor, The best would be a basketball court, aerobics room. They have a kind of a suspended wooden floor that has a little give to it. So be careful. If you don't have problems in your ankles, knees, and back, you don't want to create problems by spending time doing double unders on asphalt or concrete. And then you can also slow-mo video yourself if you're learning to see maybe where you're messing up. And then the last thing I want to show you is just some extensions. If all you're doing is double unders, well, after a while, like anything else, it's going to get boring. Same old, same old. So there's all kind of crisscrosses. You can do backwards double unders. You can do open cross double under, cross double under, cross open double under, side cross double under. I'm going to do side cross left, side cross right, open double under, a regular double under, and then an open cross at the end. All right? Yes. So have fun with that. Be creative. Don't just stick with regular double unders. As always do your best. Never give up. Thanks.